What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett with my guest co-host, Jessica. Say
Hi, Jessica.
As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000, and we hope you guys can help us get there.
Please.
All right, so this is our episode 3 review of Shadow and Bone. What did you think of it? What was your initial reaction to it?
It was a lot better than the other episode, I can tell you that.
I actually thought
it wasn't as slow.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more fast paced, but other than that,
look, I actually really
enjoyed.
I actually really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed some of the new characters. You know, we got introduced to Bagra, Genya, Zoya.
Zoya.
Even though we kind of already have met Zoya before, but I kind of felt like, you know, she adds like this kind of antagonist-like character. That I guess you could say that the Darkling kind of holds, but it's kind of like a little mystery with the Darkling.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't get the
no.
He's evil within kind of vibe from him.
No.
Is it just because of his looks?
I don't know. I really don't know on that one, but
either way, I will say this: Zoya is going to be a thorn in Alina's side. That's no doubt about that.
To me, this is how I see it. You know, me being a woman, girl, I see this as, hey, I'm the new girl in the high school, and I become popular now because I am a, what is it, the light being?
Grisha.
The Grisha light. So now that I'm popular, all the popular kids don't like me.
Well, there's two camps of popular kids though. There's the ones that are, you know, falling over like those two girls, those two Grishas were. And then you have Zoya that's like, wait a second, I'm the top dog here.
Exactly. That's why it kind of reminds me of high school. That's the first thing that I saw that was high school.
Yeah.
The one popular kid that's not popular no more, which is what's her name?
You talking about Zoya?
No, the one that's the light.
Alina.
She's not popular, and all of a sudden she becomes popular because she's the main person. She can destroy the void and the fold or whatever, and the other popular girls don't like her. They're like, you know what, you're stuck up and everything. I don't like you. And that's Zoya, I think because she told her she should have stayed in the orphanage.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's kind of like they grew up being this, and then all of a sudden you got this one person that's like, you know, just comes in all of a sudden, and it's all of a sudden.
That's why I said
it's kind of like Luke Skywalker almost to a certain extent. He don't go in as the Padawan; he goes in as a grown man, as that. So I mean, you know, there's a reason. What I'm saying is, with the Star Wars connect, there's a reason why they get them when they're young, is so that they can bring out their power young. And lead them growing up into that, because you see a lot of that with the
my intake, my mind is saying high school, popular.
Yeah, I see that. But what I'm talking about is when it comes to like Zoya and all of them. I mean, they have been raised in this life of luxury. They're being told that they are special, that they are going to take down the fold and all of this other kind of things, or at least going to help people maneuver around the fold. And then all of a sudden you've got this person that's coming in, this Alina, that's basically making them, that makes them look like almost like a threat, because once the fold is gone, you know, it's kind of like that one general said. He's like, you know, back when he started, you know, these Grishas, you know, they counted for like, you know, one of them was just as good as 50 regular guys. And then all of a sudden it just keeps getting less and less. So when the fold is gone, it's like what used to be.
But I'm just saying in my own little mind frame. This episode just reminded me of high school and high school girls. And how language, how stupid they are. Because it is petty.
There's
and,
there's a big level of that, and I kind of felt like Genya brings out that when she's like, I'm basically there to just make the queen look pretty. I mean, that's
I
all
want
she
somebody
was.
to hold my tits up and not make them say.
I know.
Jeez.
I mean, it's like she's like, yeah, basically, I'm only there because to hold, the queen.
What woman,
make her look
what
special.
woman would not want that?
But at the same time, though, I mean, you gotta look at it from her perspective. She's a very talented person, very talented Taylor,
and she's very
in the Darkling.
Knowledgeable.
And see, this is what kind of makes me a little weary of the Darkling, is as General Kerrigan, he literally just gives her to the Queen just for this frivolous reason, and doesn't, isn't using her powers for, I don't know, something that is adequate.
And she's been doing it since she was.
Yeah, I mean, she's obviously very talented.
Since she was 3 years old. Can you imagine being 3 years old and just taking care of yourself? That's like my 2-year-old right now taking care of herself.
But
now, my 2-year-old is not even potty trained yet, and she's still wearing pull-ups. But
But I mean, I can kind of see just that little instance though, when she's like, he gifted me to the Queen. That just kind of makes me think, okay, this is how shallow and petty this whole thing is where that is more important than using those powers to actually, I don't know, help take down the fold in some form or fashion.
But you want to know something? There might be a story to that. We don't know.
It could very well be. There could be more to it.
It might. Maybe he saw something tragic happen to her. And he thought maybe the Queen would be able to take care of her.
I get very bad vibes from Darkling. I really do.
I don't.
I think he is going to be the bad guy. Yeah, the main bad guy. But I will say this: I enjoyed this episode better with Alina more than I've enjoyed any of the episodes prior. Yes, she was still stuck on Mal. But she did actually do other things. Yeah, Mal really wasn't that involved in this episode. So I kind of feel like, I don't know, I don't want to hate on Mal too much, because I know there's probably going to be a lot of people that really like his character.
I like his character.
But I'm like, she's just
too...
Just
don't make it too romantically.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can make it romantic, but just make it a more realistic romance if you're going to do it. So I mean, I will say I enjoyed this episode a lot more. I enjoyed seeing like the little ins and outs of the palace. That guy that is second in charge to the king,
the librarian,
the guy that was in the library with her. That was a creep vibe.
Oh my Lord!
If there ever was one. Okay, tell me that guy's going to be a good guy.
And you know what? She did exactly what I would have done. Backed up 2 spots. And
I know.
Okay, I don't think so, buddy. And then he goes, "Oh, do you want to be my friend?"
That's like the weird.
I don't want to be your friend.
That's like the weirdest Mr. Rogers thing that anybody's ever said. That's like if Mr. Rogers were a creep. Yeah, that's what it
about
sounds
Mr.
like.
Rogers.
But I mean, that's literally
don't put Mr. Rogers in that in that category.
That is,
Mr. Rogers was not a creep.
But that is the
he was a good guy.
That is the vibe that I got from him. Cannot tell me this guy's going to be a good guy. Like, he's going to be a villain through and through.
He probably is.
And there's something weird.
You know what? He taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't know about the Grecians. That they the main Grecian, the main first one, took his finger bones
and made those animals.
And made animals with his finger bones. Can you imagine taking a finger and making an animal?
Like, there should have been easier ways to do that. But
see, to me, that's like a God thing.
It ain't. Well, I mean, to a certain extent, they kind of are.
Because God is the only one that could do that. He created animals.
Well, I mean, they kind of appear in this like godlike thing in this world, in a lot of different ways.
And then, Alina. Sorry, I'm not good with names. Okay, she sees this deer. This deer has a beautiful back. Oh my Lord!
I feel like that's something, but see, that deer kind of pissed me off to a certain extent because she's like, I've just been having this dream of this deer.
But she saw this time. We saw this deer twice already. When she woke up at bed in the first scene, And then we saw it again when she was going through the books in the library. She saw the picture of the deer. And she's like, she's connected to this deer. But like I told my husband, I said, I bet you any hunter would want to have that deer on their thing. Because I said, that rack is gorgeous. Oh my God. It actually
was. I mean, it's a beautiful deer.
It's like a perfect halo.
Yeah, the designs on that was absolutely gorgeous on that. But, and we're going to get more out of that.
Yeah, we will.
But I mean, that almost kind of seemed like her spirit animal. Like she's having some kind of premonitions of it or dreams of it. I don't know exactly how you would exactly put it, but it's something. She's gonna have to kill that deer. Let's just put it that way. So don't get used to the deer. Don't get used to the deer.
Her bedroom, I know. Like I said, any hunter would want to take that back.
But I'm just saying. Don't get used to the deer because that deer's not going to be there for very much longer.
Deer though.
He is.
I don't want to see him die.
But I will say this. The reason why I thought this was so much better of an episode than the previous two was because I actually really enjoyed the Kaz and Inej storyline. And Jesper was awesome in this episode. I loved everything about Jesper in this episode.
I feel sorry for that poor boy. He's so cute.
It was kind of funny when he's like, I need you to go to buy what was it, coal? And he's like, do not stop anywhere. And then the very first thing he does, he's like, I'll go spend all this money.
And he gambles all the money.
Yeah.
So then they come back. They have the goat. They got the goat, and it's a cute little baby goat. He's always so cute.
I thought they were going to
They meet with the conductor, and they go to the place. Well, Jasper comes running with guys following him, killing him, trying to kill him, and he gets on the thing.
It was like a train from the conductor that they had going across the fold.
The fold.
And I will say, I really enjoyed the conductor on that because there was something I thought was kind of shady about him. It seems like he kind of is wanting to break away from the old country to a certain extent and be their own thing. But I'll tell you this, him just telling them to get the goat thing was awesome because everybody's looking around like, please don't make us throw this goat out the window.
I'll explain this because I have better expressions and stuff. Okay, imagine you're in this crinkly little train thing, and then all of a sudden you can't shift your weight, can't move because if you do, those little flying things will come get you. Well, guess what? They run out of coal because of what happened?
Jasper.
Because of Jasper. Because why? Because they didn't have enough coal. So
he basically sold it all away.
Yeah, he sold it all away. He got 16
pounds of it, and he needed 20.
He needed 20.
And the conductor said there was no way that they could do it, but they actually did do it.
Yeah, they made it through. But anyways, so they're in the thing. All of a sudden, they start breaking down, and the fire comes up. And you know how those things love the fire. Oh my Lord!
These creatures are awesome.
So the creatures were trying to attack the caboose. He's in there. Jasper's in there. Oh, we're gonna die! Oh, we're gonna die! We're gonna die! Oh my Lord! And the conductor says, "Here, hold the goat." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "It's for you."
Yeah, not just so outside.
And he's like, "Let me see if I got my dog." But I want to use this as a. Come here, Teddy. Teddy, come here. Come here, Teddy.
But it was.
Come here, Teddy.
But either way, it was just one of those moments that
he was caressing. Oh, you're so soft. Oh, you're so soft. And then all of a sudden, he gets up, has the goat in his hands, walks over to the fire. I literally thought he was going to sacrifice the poor goat. I'm like, oh, he just got connected to it. Yeah. Don't do that. But he takes his gun and he goes.
And I'm like, why didn't you do that to begin with?
As he's holding the goat. It's like his meditation goat thing. I
don't know if the goat caused it. I mean, look, there's no doubt he's a good gunslinger.
He is.
But I will say, that was one, I thought that was going to be like one of those cheesy moments where he was going to sit there and hold on to the goat. But then all of a sudden, in just like this daze, he just gets up, bang, 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 just starts taking out these creatures left and right. Yep. And that was an awesome scene.
And then one actually comes in the train, and it has his mouth, and he shoots it right there, and it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, just the calmness in him.
Yep.
Just
Like
made it made me a Jesper fan. I will say that. I'm a huge Jesper fan. And look, I feel like in this episode, I kind of felt like they're definitely pushing a Kaz and Nish romance, but at the same time, Kaz is so horrible in a lot of ways.
I don't think so.
I mean, he is, because he's like mission, and it's like Anish is telling him all this stuff about her family. Like, she's looking at that one wall, and she's like, I just was hoping that maybe I'd see my parents' name on this wall, when it comes
to
just
trying to
people that would cross.
That's all he's doing is he's just trying to
protect her. I know, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like,
I don't see
it's kind of like, I see where you're going with this, but, I see that you're hurting with your parents, but at the same time, I'm like, he could have just said those words and then get back to the mission. Okay. And if he had just done that, it would have been a lot better.
Now, what man in their lifetime has ever said that to a woman?
What?
The right words. Never. Okay.
Fair enough. But at the same time, I'm like, he could just kind of show some compassion to where she's going. I get it. He's wanting that as Million Kruger, but at the same time, he needs to show some compassion towards her.
You have to also think, as a guy, most guys don't have compassion.
I almost wish it was a Jesper and Nash storyline, romance, instead of Kaz. Because I'm like, Kaz, I'm still kind of on the fence a little bit. She might go with Jesper. She might. And you know what? I feel like Jesper actually is a better companion in that regard. Because he was going to kill a guy for it. I mean, what was Kaz going to do? I guess you could say he did give up, his glove, to bring her. So, I guess he has done something. But, she doesn't know that. But overall, I thought on both those storylines, they came together perfect. Yeah, the Alina, the Kaz storyline, them crossing the fold and going to try to kidnap Alina. I thought, these storylines are coming together real beautiful. I thought it was just a great episode all the way around. I have very little bad things to say about it. I thought Zoya kind of becoming like an antagonist to Alina is maybe something this show needed. And I loved Genya in this episode. I thought Genya was a perfect friend. Just the way she says things and does things. I feel like she's like the female version of General Kerrigan in that way. They just say whatever's on their mind. They're not afraid. The Darkling, but they're not scared of saying what they think in a lot of ways. And I'm like, I like that about them. I really did like that. Yeah, but overall, what would you give this episode?
What would I rate this episode? I would rate this episode a 7 to 8.
I would rate this a good 8.5. I really like this. I found very little wrong with it. The Jesper scene was awesome in this. Crossing the fold, it had, the really big first excitement that we've seen so far. I thought Genya, I thought Bagra, I thought Zoya were all welcome in this episode. New faces that we've got to see. So I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the Kaz, Inej, and Jesper storyline. So overall, I would definitely give it a high grade. I will say there was one little thing, and it's a little nitpicky thing. When you have General Kerrigan and you have Alina, in front of the king, and she's lighting up. She looked so bad in that moment. It looked like something straight off of a sci-fi movie. The look of her just being so bright and things like that, and that just, I don't know why. That's like a little thing that I was like, that's kind of stupid. Like, they could have done that little scene where she's lighting up a little bit better.
I didn't see any flaw in it. So.
But besides that, I thought it was an absolutely amazing episode. But guys, let us know what y'all think. Did y'all love it? Did you hate it? Did you think that this was the best episode so far? Do you feel like it's going in the right trajectory? Let us know.
And don't worry, we're gonna do number 4. Yeah.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. Y'all take care.